Tragedy at the beach. The bodies of 3 children found after going underwater. We're live on Report this morning with that heartbreaking news. Lawmakers face pressure after the weekend's deadly mass shootings, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell promises talks on gun control. Calls for change within the HISD school board will explain what the Texas Education Agency is alleging following an investigation.
From the KHOU 11 studios, this is H-Town Rush.
We start with lying your way out of household chores. Later in the show, we're going to break down what some of you are admitting to just to avoid the task.
All right, now is the time to confess, everybody. Tell us, how have you avoided doing house chores? You can tweet us with the hashtag HTownRush. Nobody likes cleaning the toilet. You're like, I'll walk the dog. I'll walk the dog. You do the toilet.
That's true. I know. Yes. I'm still trying to avoid it, but I tell you what, if there's a day to choose to do chores indoors, maybe today or this weekend. We're really tracking dangerous heat right through the weekend, guys. So your rush block forecast here, temperatures feeling already like triple digits on the island. Feels like temperatures up to 90 degrees at Bush, 90 degrees in Pearland, feeling like 70s and 80s across the board. So again, just a really sticky, humid, warm start to the day. Already this morning, we're above where we should be. Another heat advisory in effect today. You can push repeat for this probably through about Monday or Tuesday of next week. We're not expecting a break. If anything, today will just be as equally as hot and maybe even a degree hotter. So next 3 days, let's talk about your weekend. It is Friday. Happy Friday to you. High temps go to 101 today, feeling up to about 111. 100 degrees Saturday, 100 degrees Sunday. I'll show you when this big ridge of high pressure is expected to start to break down coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Cheetah, you got it. Let's take a look at your drive on the Katy Freeway inbound side. Little commotion out there now. That is at Derry Ashford, so you can see a little bit of activity off to the right shoulder. It is a stall, but the rest of the main lanes and that managed lane moving quite well at this time. In fact, all the way from 99 into downtown, I'm not seeing any other problems besides that little hiccup that I just showed you on our camera. So overall picture hasn't changed in the last 45 minutes, really. So good morning, Galveston. Here's your drive out of Galveston County as we say hello to Lamarck into Dickinson. It's going to be a nice, easy tempo on that northbound side, 73 miles per hour. Lisa.
Thank you, Steph. A trip to the beach turns deadly in LaPorte for 3 children. Police say 4 children were overcome by waves at Sylvan Beach. 1 child did resurface and is now hospitalized. Our Michelle Choi is live at Sylvan Beach this morning with more on that story. Michelle.
Lisa, your heart just breaks for these parents. What happened out here is devastating. I'm told mom and dad and their 4 children, that's right, they were all 4 of them were siblings, were out here together as a family when their 7, 10, and 13-year-olds went under here off of Sylvan Beach. As you can see behind me, authorities have since cleared out, but they were out here for hours. It was a search that began around 7:30 last night. After someone flagged down a deputy in the area, they recovered the bodies of the first 2 siblings early on and then held out hope the 3rd child would be found alive. But sadly, just before midnight, they recovered the body of the 7-year-old boy. Now, a 4th sibling was able to be rescued before deputies got here and is now in a hospital. We're told he may be in serious condition. At this time, guys, it's unclear exactly what happened, but authorities say the tides and rip currents were strong in this area when the kids went under. Multiple agencies responded, including the Harris County Sheriff's Office.
It's been very trying for everybody that's out here. You know, we're all parents, you know, members of the community, and so it's been very difficult.
As you can imagine, I'm told that the parents were beyond distraught, and a chaplain was actually out here to provide some comfort for them. Now, as the investigation continues, the sheriff is now asking everyone to keep this family in their prayers. Guys, back to you.
Michelle Choi, thank you very much. We're learning more information about the suspect in a deadly stabbing rampage in California. Police say Zachary Castaneda is a known gang member. He's been in and out of jail 14 times in the past 3 years. 4 people were killed and 2 others hurt when he went on a crime spree Wednesday. If convicted, he faces the death penalty. He's being held on $1 million bail.
Let's go live now to Washington, D.C. There's growing pressure on Congress to get back to work early and take action on gun control. The recent mass shootings in El Paso and Dayton have more than 200 mayors from both political parties calling for change, and now there could be some movement. President Trump is saying he could support background check legislation, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he'll take up bipartisan measures, but not until September when the summer recess ends. Meanwhile, the head of the NRA is trying to put the brakes on it. Last night, the organization tweeted that none of the current background check proposals would have prevented this weekend's tragedies in El Paso and also in Dayton.
This morning, as you wake up, your social media feed could be full of posts about Walmart. The company finds itself right in the middle of the gun control debate in the wake of this weekend's shootings. And it started with Kenneth Shepard tweeting this photo. It's a Walmart memo calling for immediate action to remove signs and displays that, quote, contain violent themes or aggressive behavior. Now, if you look a little closer, under what I need to do, it says turn off or unplug video game display consoles that show violent games, cancel any events promoting combat style or third-person shooter games, and verify no movies depicting violence are playing on TVs. So this caused some controversy because Walmart also announced it will continue selling guns despite the mass shooting in El Paso. And just last night, Missouri police arrested a man who walked into a Walmart wearing body armor, military fatigues, plus carrying a tactical rifle and another gun. A lot of Twitter users responded to the violent media ban with comments like this: Walmart's still totally fine selling rifles and other weapons 3 aisles down. Other people wonder, what qualifies as violent? What about Mario? Brent tweeted, interesting, I think every game has a bit of violence somewhere. Mario literally steps on creatures to kill them. And Jason echoed a lot of people's thoughts. He says video games are not the issue. So this morning we want your take. If Walmart's gonna ban anything, what should it be? Gun sales, violent media, both, nothing? Head to KHOU.com/vote now to weigh in.
Your Rush Block continues with the day's other big stories, starting with the search for a shooter who gunned down 2 people on the I-10 freeway.
Well, it happened right in the middle of the freeway, right in the middle of rush hour. 2 men were shot and killed. The shooter drove off, and now police are asking anyone with information to come forward.
Texas Rangers will investigate the controversial arrest of a man in Galveston. Photos and video show 2 mounted officers leading Donald Neely by a rope down the street. The Galveston police chief has since apologized. The sentencing phase of David Temple's trial picks back up for a 3rd day today. Earlier this week, a jury convicted him of murdering his pregnant wife, Belinda. Temple faces up to life in prison. State investigators want to replace the HISD school board. A preliminary report from the Texas Education Agency recommends replacing the entire board with state-appointed managers. The report cites alleged misconduct by some trustees, including violations of the Open Meetings Act. The board's president wants a chance to respond.
Gets the carry, fighting his way over the right side, and Crockett's in for the touchdown.
A Texans touchdown early, but it wasn't enough last night. The Texans suffering several injuries, falling to the Packers in their preseason opener. 28-26 was the final. The Texans take on the Lions on the 17th at NRG. That's your Rush Block. Today's big stories from here in Houston and around the world. Let us know what's going on with you. Tweet us with the hashtag HTownRush. Now let's get over to Cheetah for the one thing to know.
All right, Lisa, the one thing you need to know in the weather is really we're tracking dangerous heat. High temperatures this afternoon up to 101 degrees, feeling up to 111, Steph.
All right, Cheetah, thanks. One thing you need to know in traffic, second sign of trouble this morning on the North Freeway southbound side. Once again, on your route to Greens Point and to the North Beltway, so it's off of the main lanes, but there are still blinking lights and help has not yet arrived. You're going to see it by Ritchie Road. Brandy, good morning.
Good morning, Steph. It's 5:08 and time for other news stories that'll brighten your day a little bit. An international study found, hey, having a baby at home is just as safe as giving birth in a hospital. Researchers at McMaster University in Canada say the risks are about the same. Doctors didn't find much clinical difference of the baby's survival chance. You can read more about their findings in the Lancet's eClinical Medicine Journal. Next time you're eating on the beach and a seagull staring you down, stare right back. That eye contact is all it takes to get them to not steal your food. A study from the University of Exeter found the stare down keeps seagulls away for 21 seconds longer. So if you're gonna go to Galveston this weekend, you're gonna give it a try, you better send us a video to show that it worked. When it comes to keeping the house clean, couples are using some pretty dirty tactics to get out of doing chores. A survey from Yelp found 67% of couples admit they will do a bad job cleaning on purpose, because they hope their significant other then won't ask them to do it again. They don't trust it'll be done correctly, right? Hence why more than half of them would rather pay someone to clean the house.
I feel like guys don't like to dust. I don't know if it's the same in your household, but my husband does impeccably great job doing the dishes, but the dusting, I'm like, I got it, honey. I got that.
Oh man, I feel like we're always trying to play those games. Like who does something worse so then the other one doesn't have to do it. But at the end of the day, it's like somebody's got to.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But-
Get it done.
Gotta do it. Just gotta do it. 5:10's the time right now. Dreams do come true. The movie magic scene in the iconic Field of Dreams will be coming to life next year. Plus, if your last name is Green, Frontier Airlines is offering you a lucky deal. Those details just ahead.
I'm Dana Jacobson. Coming up, incline sleepers were recalled for putting babies at risk, but they're still out there. What to do if you still have one? Coming up on CBS This Morning.